All right, we're ready to go here. This is Gus Broman for ETV, and we are going to listen to the introductions here tonight. It's good to hear Mark's name mentioned again, Mark Tollefson. More on him later.
And now for your Eagan Wildcats, Eagan is coached by Chris Morgan.
Introducing the coaches here, Eric Tollefson is the head coach for Eastview. Chris Morgan is the head coach for Eagan. Little known fact is that Mark Tollefson was the very first Eagan head coach from 1990 to 97. So he's up there on the picture board, and he actually has the same assistant now too. Eric Voigt is over there on the sidelines, who was a swimmer for Mark Tollefson in the early 90s. So they didn't move far, they just went to the newer school. So Ellie Keller will be leading us in the national anthem. All right, that was sixth grader Ellie Keller. She is the younger sister of Thomas Keller and Jackson Keller. So it's so fun to have a family affair going on here. Back to the coaching situation this evening. Eric Tollefson, as mentioned, is the head coach at Eastview. He had a swimmer in the 90s when he coached at Eagan from 90 to 97. Eric Voigt, and then Eric has continued to be an assistant coach at Eagan. Right after that, Steve Van Dyne took over in 1998, and then he was a coach up until 14 years ago. You can do the math on that one, and that was when Chris Morgan took the helm. Steve Van Dyne, his daughter is a swimmer. She goes to Lakeville North. So Mr. Van Dyne, who is a Phi-Ed teacher at the high school, has been coaching Lakeville North girls program. So Eagan is going to try to bounce back from a rough meet against Prior Lake. The first upset, Prior Lake did upset them, first time in 14 years running, actually first time ever in a dual meet, I believe. So the tilt tonight will be against the Wildcats. The Wildcats are not quite as deep the Lightning are not as deep as the Wildcats, but we'll see. see how it goes this evening. Couple other things to mention. Frank Gartner is one of the officials. I can't quite tell, don't recognize the other official this evening. Frank had some state swimmers in his house, his 3 daughters. All were state swimmers, Erica, Carolyn, and the youngest slips my mind right now, were at visitation. And 2 of them, Erica, Lorelei, there it is. Erica and Lorelei went on to swim at Xavier. So our official has been around swimming for quite some time. So we're starting off with the 200-yard medley relay junior varsity. For Eastview in lane 4 is Ethan Musakanis. And then in lane 3 for your Wildcats is Carlos Conlon. And lane 5 is Ethan Schumacher. And just so you know, on your screen goes lanes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bottom to top. So Eagan is in the odd lanes. So Ethan Schumacher coming in, leading this, sends it over to Paz Badzine. And then in the water in lane 4 is Blake Sundberg for the Lightning. In lane 3 is Braden Hagenbarth. So sorry, that looks like Braden dove in first in lane 3, doing the breaststroke, and then they'll hand it over to the Flyers. This is the JV event. They first swim JV, then they swim varsity. Braden coming in nicely, handing it off to Mason Dietering, who's in the water to do the butterfly in lane 3. Coming in next will be touching him, Paz Badzine, handing it off to Gavin Weens. Lane 4, that's Ivan Kraft in the water for the Lightning. Not an easy stroke, the butterfly. Boy, is Mason Dietering doing a nice job staying long and high above that water. Last one in lane 3 will be Lucas Hanna swimming the freestyle. Next will be Michael Boom is coming in lane, Gavin Weens coming in lane 5, handing it to Nathan Michael Boom. Really nice stroke there coming in for Lucas Hanna, going strong. Really strong, good kick. Lucas has improved so much since last year. Last year was his first year in swimming. Now in the water in lane 4 is Benjamin Bells. Lucas Hanna gliding in. Like to see him take one extra stroke there. Good time, a 2:11:01. Coming in hard is Michael Boom in lane 5. Nice. Good job. He didn't take that extra breath coming into that water. Benjamin Bell's really digging hard in lane 4, finishing off for the Lightning. Keep your head down, finish that. Nicely done, Mr. Bells. This gets us to the varsity heat, the 200-yard medley relay. Looking at the lineup here, we're going to go with one Keller in this one. In lane 3, it'll be Thomas Keller. All the lanes are filled. Starting the backstroke first here. See lane 1 there, Riley McRoberts getting a nice underwater there. Going long, nice deep. In lane 2 is Jackson Fox for the Lightning. Lane 3 for the Cats is Derek Bango. Lane 4, Ethan Klein. Lane 5, Aiden Smith. Oh, nice turn there. And lane 3 for Derek Bango coming out strong. Oh, lane 4, Ethan Klein is keeping it close. On the blocks in lane 3 is Thomas Keller. He's off. Lane 4, Nicholas Pomzuan. And then lane 5 is Dobbin Chong. Doing nice work there. Lane 2 for the Lightning is Nate Getman. Lane 1, Neelan Ambalan. Lane 6, that's Jacob Linscheid. Oh boy, Wildcats are now in front there. Excuse me, the Lightning is now in front. Hank Stanton is getting going on that fly. Lane 3 is Harrison Bowie on the fly. In the water diving in now is Louis Decatur. And then lane 5, Ben Currens. The race is in the middle. It's getting close. Bowie is able to outtouch that. Now in the water in lane 3 is Alex Bango. Lane 4 for the Lightning is Alex Schmidt. Looks like Bango should be able to hold on. It's just a 50. It should be a closed deal here. Eastview in lane 2 is Owen Kunziak. Lane 1, Vedon Shrista. Lane 6 for the Lightning, Devin Jackson. Lane 5, Captain Johnny Medzareski. Just gets out-touched. Very nice swim by Eastview, out-touching Eagan by 0.05 of a second. Quite a surprise in that back half there. Alex Schmidt of the Lightning just coming on strong and going hard on Alex Bango and out-touching. So Eastview gets first in that relay, and then it goes to Eagan, second in lane 3, and then third it does go to Eagan. So this gets us to the 200-yard freestyle junior varsity. It's a couple of Eagan guys swimming this in lanes 3 and 5. In lane 3 is Braden Hegenbarth. Lane 5, Ethan Schumacher.
In lane 3 from Eagan, it's Braden Hegenbarth. And in lane 5 from Eagan, Ethan Schumacher.
All right, I'm doing a little bit of scoring here. It's hard for me to talk and do math. In fact, it's just hard for me to do math in general. But after scoring that, the medley relay, Eastview is up 8 points to 6 in the relays. First place gets 8, second place gets 4, third place gets 2 in the individual. And so that's why Eastview got first with 8, and then Eagan got second and third, so that's why it's an 8-6 meet as of now. So, looking at this 200-yard freestyle here, it's good to see JV swimmers tackling this because it's not that easy to do 8 lengths of the pool here. So. It's a good swim for these guys. A couple of freshmen getting after this. So, and it's also a good way to tell the depth of the teams for next year. You know, if a team doesn't have a bunch of JV swimmers getting after it, because that's where the growth happens, and that's why we've been so fortunate at Eagan, you know, year after year, to be able to continue to see these guys continue on. Continue swimming. So, and Chris Morgan, he just reloads and gets more guys and turns them into swimmers. So some guys are club swimmers, but other guys come out for the team, and once they get a taste of this, they just continue on. So good finish there. Hegenbarth touches in at a 2:11:37, so that's a good time for him. Schumacher coming in, finishing strong, touches in at 2:49:59, so this is going to be the first individual event for the varsity. So as we're lining up for this, we don't have to wait for the race to start, but you'll see Ben Currens on the blocks in lane 1. And then that's Miguel San Jose in lane 3. Lane 5 is Dobbin Chong. they're off. Ooh, really nice start there by Miguel San Jose. In lane 2 is Trevor Larkey, the senior for Eastview. Lane 4, Sebastian Gillen. Lane 6, Ethan Beckman. Let's watch this race closely. Miguel coming out very strong. Big power in the kick there. Miguel, let's see what kind of push he gets off this wall. This first turn, does a nice turn. Does that first, very good underwater. Gets one stroke in and then he swings again. Very nice. Dabin Chong is hanging in there in second place in lane 5. And then all three Eastview swimmers after that are trailing him in order. Sebastian Gillen, Trevor Larkey, Ethan Beckman. And then you have Ben Currens in 6 as of now. Miguel running away with this race. Another good turn. Nice work. Really good. Now watch on this turn here. The one thing I like about Miguel, you'll be able to see on this turn, he goes all the way out under the flags and then he doesn't even take a breath. He takes one stroke and then just keeps that streamline going. It's so critical to be able to keep that stroke like that. Doing a nice job. His lead just gets further and further. Oh boy, a huge mistake in lane 5. Dabin Chong thought he was done. He stopped completely, put both feet on the ground, and then the timers are like, go. This is a 150. You don't have counters in a 500 freestyle, or in a 200 free. That's only in the 500. So mental error by Chong there. He's still able to, looks like he'll be able to finish in second. I'm not sure the legality of it, if he touches the ground, if that's considered a break or not, or if he's DQ'd in lane 5 or not. Coming in lane 4, Sebastian Gillen. And the nice finish there on Ethan Beckman, outside smoke, and finishing 4th. So Miguel is at a 150.73. That's a good time there.
Event 5, the boys 200-yard individual medley.
We're moving into the 2IM here. That is a junior varsity. Once again, a good way to tell the depth of the program. It's good to see 3 Wildcats in there, and Eastview has a swimmer as well. Lane 1 is Gavin Weens for the Wildcats. And then Louis Decatur in lane 3, and Neelan Ambalam in lane 5. Louis Decatori in lane 3 doing a nice job on that fly. Decatori is just really moving those arms out there. Nice work. Neelan Ambalam is in lane 5 doing a nice job on the butterfly too. Decatori, nice turn on the turning into the backstroke. Good underwaters by Jacob Linscheid in lane 4 for the Lightning. They're counting the strokes as they're coming into that wall. Decatori knows exactly what he needs to do. Surfaced a little too soon on that turn, but he still is has quite the lead on this. Decatori does, so he'll be coming into this wall now, having to go to a breaststroke. Nice touch. Good pull out. All right, and he's off. Linscheid looking for that wall. He finds it. He's in solid second, going into the breaststroke. Ambalam right on his heel there in lane 5. Gavin Weens in lane 1. He's ready to breaststroke too, so he'll be making up some ground, I'm guessing, in this leg. Decatori, nice job on the breaststroke. In general, once it gets to that freestyle, there's not a whole lot of separation, but who knows in lanes 4 and 5 with Linscheid and Ambalam, there's just neck and neck. Now it's just a freestyle. Linscheid and Ambalam are neck and neck, but they're alternating on the stroke. They both, Linscheid touches in first. Abalam gets a better underwater, and they are just even there. Meanwhile, Gavin Ween says, outside smoke, don't forget about me. His kick isn't quite there. Nice. Decatori doing a nice job on the kick. He's going to win this by a length. Nice work by him. That's a 2:28.27. Put that in your noggin for once it gets to the varsity swimmers. See how that finishes up. Abalam digging deep. Where's the kick? Here it comes. Oh, Linscheid's coming back. It looks like it's going to be Linscheid. Boom, they touch in. Linscheid it is at a 2:45.78. And then Abalam. Weens touches in lane 1. What a fun race that was. Good job, boys. Getting into the varsity heat now. Shrista is in going to be in lane 1. And then it's William Wynn in lane 3 and Mason Dietering in lane 5. So you'll see Vidon on that first lane 1. Nice dive in there. For the Wildcats, I already said that, and then for the Lightning in lane 2 is Owen Kunasaki. Lane 4 is Nick Pomzavan, and then lane 6, Chiria Tapa. Pomzavan is way out in this butterfly. He is the only senior in this race. He's a senior, and then it's all freshmen after that. So Pomzavan going out real fast in this butterfly. William Wynn is making up some nice ground on the backstroke. So it's Lightning in first with Pomzavan, and then it's the 3 Wildcat swimmers, and then it's the 2 Eastview swimmers. So William Wynn doing a nice job in that backstroke, as well as Mason Dietering. Lane 1, Vidon Trista's now coming on strong. He's moved into a 3rd place. Little bit of a glide there for William Wynn and coming into that backstroke. So like to get one more stroke in there if possible. Trista's now in 3rd place. But on his heel is Owen Kunasaki. Pomzavan is gained another length here. He's quite the breaststroker, so he's doing a nice job in this IM. It'll be impossible for William Wynn to catch him when it's coming to freestyle. You don't catch 3 lengths, so Pomzavan sending it into the freestyle. William Wynn, quick turn there. For what it's worth, Pomzavan's split was almost a 1.5 seconds faster than William Wynn on that breaststroke there. Then Mason Dietering has a solid 3rd, and then Vidon Trista's in 4th. Pomzavan will be coming in at a, what do we think here, a 2:12, 2:11.88. William Wynn touching in at a 2:17.58. Dietering doing a nice job. Breathing's optional now. Shouldn't have to breathe once you're past the flags. 2:24.74. And then it's Shrista in lane 1 with a 2:31.36. Let's not forget that Louis Decatur, Decatori finished in with a 2:28.27. Finishing off this race here in lane 6 is Chiria Tapa. So that concludes the IM there. Eagan making up some major points on that race. Even, what's interesting is Pomzavan wins the race, but Eagan actually outpoints because we got 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So this gets us to the 50-yard freestyle. The first race will be exhibition, meaning it's generally these times are a little bit slower than junior varsity, but giving the guys experience. So it'll go an exhibition heat, a JV heat, and then the varsity heat. So standing on the blocks here is Michael Boom for your Wildcats in lane 1. Lane 3, that's Carlos Conlon. Lane 5 is Callan Ford. And they're off, and then in lane 2, it is Ethan Misukanis. Lane 4, Prem Ball. Lane 6, Benjamin Bells for Eastview. Doing a nice job. Carlos Conlon gets a nice turn there. You want to see a lot of power in the back and a big splash in this. And once you get to the flags, breathing shouldn't happen anymore, because you can breathe all you want after that. 29.76. The Wildcats go crazy with a sub 30 for Conlon. That's wonderful. Oh, good race there. Touching in there is Prem Ball, so very good race there. So this gets us to the junior varsity race here. Good to see Conlon going sub 30 for the first time this year. Expect more of that. Okay, in lane 1 is Lucas Hanna. Lane 3 is Aiden Smith. Lane 5 is Mason Diedring for the Lightning, and lane 2 is Devin Jackson. Lane 4, Ivan Kraft. Lane 6, Blake Sundberg. Good turn there. A lot of good splashing. I'm going to see many sub 30s here in this junior varsity heat of the 50 splash and dash back. All right, 25.80. Nice work there by Aiden Smith. Good job. All the Eagan swimmers are able to go sub 30 in that. This gets us to the varsity 50-yard freestyle. It's going to be Harrison Bowie in lane 1, Jackson Keller lane 3, Alex Bango in lane 5. So watch on this start here, see where Keller comes up. Keller is historically a long distance swimmer, but he can also do a 50 faster than anyone else in this pool tonight. Little twitch there on the blocks, but no DQ. See how Jackson gets all the way out there. Body length ahead when they come up out of the water. Big turn. Now he'll take one little breath probably and then be done breathing. There's the breath, and now he's done for this race. He's just going to come touch in, and that's a good time there. A sub 22, 21.89. Nice work in lane 5, too, by Alex Bango. Getting a 24.06. Good race. Man, that is great. It also bodes well for the Wildcats to be able to outpoint there. And so looking into that 50 freestyle, I mean, that's the first time I think Harrison Bowie has done a sub 25, so that's good. He did a 24.91, and then Alex did a great job on that back half, really touching in. I think he was a little bit lit up from that medley relay where Alex Schmidt kind of took it in. So looking at the diving coaches here, we have Amy Carlson, who is also the Rosemount diving coach. So she was a diving coach here for many years. The last year or two, it's been, just the last year was Jason Bauman, who is also a commentator for the ACC diving. But it's good to have Carlson back. I remember one year going to the state swim and dive meet. There was 2 schools that had two divers that qualified, and it was Eagan and Wayzata. But there was only one school that actually had 3 divers, and that was Eagan. So really good to have her back. And back to Jason Bauman, he actually owns a diving club, and so these guys really appreciated his leadership last year, and he's been able to get some of those guys at the diving club, and you will see how much they have improved on that. So That is just fantastic. So the diving order tonight will go as follows. It's going to be Sam Johnson. Then it's going to go Dylan Peterson, Captain Cahill, Alex Cahill, Stone Larson, Miles Norquist of Eastview, Owen Kipp, and then Isaac Field. So bottom line is that Eastview has 2 divers. Eagan has 5, and that really once again shows you the depth of this program. So. All right. We talked about Dobbin Chong losing track of how many lengths he was going in the 200 freestyle. This just in, officially he did not get DQ'd, even though he stopped at the 150 mark. The timers waved him along, and he continued on in that 200 freestyle. So not a disqualification, but certainly he'll be able to get a better, faster time the next time he swims that. So the sport of swim and dive is quite the culture. As we see Frank Gertner, one of the judges, lining up to judge. As I mentioned, he's had 3 girls swim, 2 at the Division I collegiate level in the Big East at Xavier. And he actually was my parent coach when my oldest started swimming at the age 9, Eli, who graduated from Eagan High School in 2015. And Frank really took me under his wing and kind of said, what is a B time? What is a state champ time? And I knew nothing, but he was able to help me out in that journey. And then as his daughters, 2 of them earned a full ride to Xavier on a swim and dive scholarship. Lorelei, who was a freestyler and a butterflyer, and then Caroline graduated from Visitation in 2015. She was a butterflyer and a backstroker. But once they headed out east to Cincinnati, where Xavier is, Frank wanted to stay involved in the sport, and so he started learning how to officiate. So now at any Tuesday or Friday night, you'll be able to see Frank Gertner in a pool near you. So it's fun to, once you get involved in this, just like I had swimmers for 13 years and then I didn't know what to do, so now we come back and commentate. So it's especially in the culture that Chris Morgan helps out with. So looking at the dives, it's important to mention that the captain, Alex Cahill, for the Wildcats, it is his 18th birthday today, so expect to see some great things today on that. And as we have ETV, we're so grateful for them. Josh Sibley and his whole staff is always so supportive of Eagan Swim and Dive. You see a television in the corner there, and that's a TiVo, where in practice and then in meets as well, the guys dive, and instead of hearing everything that the coaches say, a picture paints 1,000 words, and so they can go and watch their dive right on that TV to see what it looked like. So also, if you want, you can look on EHS Boys Dive on Instagram. And what I love about it is that it's kind of like downhill skiing. If you don't wipe out it a little bit, you're not really pushing yourself. In diving, if you don't splash and get any bacon slaps on the back, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. And instead of them being super nervous about it, they take pride in trying to stretch themselves. So you'll see some nice bacon stripes if you go to EHS Boys Dive on Instagram. So after the 50-yard dash, the varsity scores are 37 for Eagan, 25 for Eastview.
Isaac Field from Eastview. First dive of the evening is Sam Johnson from Eagan with Dylan on deck. Sam with a 51-21D, forward one somersault, half twist, free, 1.7.
Love it. Sam is going to be doing a forward one somersault half twist free, 1.7. All right, didn't quite get in straight and clean. 4, 4.5, 4.5. Dylan Peterson next for Eagan. He's going to be doing a 51-32D, forward 1.5 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.8. Ooh, just a little over rotation at the end, which caused that big splash. 3.5, 3.5, 4. That gets us to Captain Cahill, the birthday boy, going to be doing a 52-21D, back 1 somersault, half twist, free, 1.7. Birthday boy gets it clean. Judges like that. Bingo, 4.5 across. Stone Larson's going to do a 52-31D, back 1.5 somersault, half twist free, 1.8.
Somersault, half twist, free, 1.8.
1.8 is one of Stone's his easiest dive, so he'll be able to do this. But this is where it's important to just get real clean when it's a little bit easier score. You don't want to have any variations. Judges come in at 2 5s and a 4.5. Good score for him. Miles Nordquist of Eastview is going to be doing a 51-21D, forward 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7. This is the exact same dive that Sam Johnson started us off on. Nice entry, little angled. 4.5, 4.5, 4. This gets us to Owen Kipp. He's going to do a 51-32D, forward 1.5 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.8. This is Owen's easiest dive that he'll be doing in the evening, so he'll want to get this clean. Really nice turn. Oh, that was beautiful. Very nice entry. Judges agree, 5.5. Bingo. Very nice, Mr. Kipp. Isaac Field for the Lightning is going to do a 51-22D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.8. Eastview has always had, you know, just not many divers, but the ones they have are really nice. A little angled there. See the judges leaning, hoping for more. Didn't quite get that. 4.5, 4.5, 4. That gets us to second round of diving. Sam Johnson, 103C, forward 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6. And you can tell that the divers choose either one board or the other, depending on how tight the spin is. Very nice job by Mr. Johnson there. 4.5, 4.5, 4. And the way the judging works is each coach, diving coach of the teams judges, and then one official. So you have one friendly, one official, and then one who kind of is going against you. But generally, you can't tell that on the score. So Dylan doing a nice job. Lost his way a little bit there at the end. But it's a 2.3, 4, 4, 4. Judges agree. Bingo. Captain Cahill, the birthday boy, going to do a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7. Ooh, really nice. Clean entry in the water. 5.5, 5.5, 6. That's his first 6 of the season. Good to see. Stone Larson's going to do a 204C, back 2 somersault tuck, 2.2. Nice rotation. He got that round nicely. 5.5 and 2 5s. Nice scores there. Miles is going to do a 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6.
Sorry, 1.6.
I always get nervous when they're facing the board because it is an inward. Phew. It's always good to see him get that extra space. So 5, 5, 5.5. So this gets us to Owen. He's going to do a 51-34D, forward 1.5 somersault, 2 twists, free, 2.6. This is a difficult dive. Sit back and relax. There's probably only 10% of high schoolers could pull this off. So very nice. Oh, and at a 2.6 to, oh, the number of the beast, 666. Nicely done. Isaac is going to do a 202A back, 1 somersault straight, 1.7. Good for Owen Kipp to get those sixes. Scares me a bit when it is 666, but hey, the judges agree, and that was, when your time's in that on a 2.6 difficulty, that's a big score. It should be noted that in diving, in dual meets, judges agree 4.5. I've never seen judges agree so much. Starting round 3, Sam's going to do a 104C, forward 2 somersault tuck, 2.2. So in dual meets, they do 6 dives. But if you continue on to sections and then to state, you need to have 11 dives in your quiver. So they have to do almost twice as many dives as you see tonight, 4.5, 4.5, 5. And so they're not practicing that at every meet. And so you'll see throughout the season, Amy Carlson will get them involved in a diving invitational. And so the guys can get those extra 5 dives practicing. So Dylan Peterson's going to do a 403C. Oh, very nice entry. That inward 1.5 somersault tuck. Oh, the beast, 666. Another nice one. Captain Cahill going to do a 104C, forward 2 somersault tuck, 2.2. Good rotation. 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. I am telling you, I wish I would have kept track of how many times these guys, these judges are scoring so consistently. It's really good to see. Stone Larson going to do the same dive that Dylan Peterson did, a 403C, inward, 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.2. Very clean entry. Oh, he'll be happy with that score. 6.6, 6.5. Nice scores. Miles going to do a 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7. Once again, we're just so lucky here at Eagan to have a dedicated diving well. Eastview actually doesn't even have a pool attached to their high school. So they actually go to Scott Highland, not Scott Highlands, Falcon Ridge. So they always have to drive after school to the middle school, and then they have to separate their practices. Scores come in 4.5, 5.5, 6, 5. And so then it's kind of divides up the practices a little bit. So Owen Kipp going to do a 105B, forward 2.5 somersault pike, 2.6. This is one of his more difficult dives of the evening. Very nice entry. 5.5, 5.5, 5. Yeah, so we're, that's why many times section diving is held at Eagan, because we have 2 boards, because even at Eastview, you might just have 1 board. Here you have 2 boards and a dedicated diving well. Isaac going to do a 52-23D, back 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist, free. It's a 2.3. Didn't quite get the entry he wanted there. 4, 4.5, 4, 5. This starts us in round 4 of 6. Sam Johnson is going to do a 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. Nice tuck, gets in, little angle on the entry, but little splash, 4.5, 4, 4.5. Dylan Peterson going to do a 404C, inward 2 somersault tuck, 2.8. This is Dylan's most difficult dive of the evening. So in his head, he wants to nail this. His most possible points is right here, right now. Nice. Nice rotation. Grabbed those knees and got good rotation. 4.5, 4.5, 5. Captain Cahill, the birthday boy, a 403C, inward 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.2. So the similar dive that Dylan did, only he's going to do a 1.5 somersault instead of 2. If you do 2, the degree of difficulty is 0.6 higher, 2.8, but he's doing a 2.2. That's what the difference between a half rotation is, 0.6 points on this dive. Didn't quite get the entry he wanted at all. 3, 3.5, 3.5. Stone Larson's going to do a 404C, inward 2 somersault tuck, 2.8. Stone's most difficult dive right here. A lot of points on the table here. He's been diving very well. I've been most impressed with his entry tonight on so little bubbles and splashes. Uh-oh, lost concentration there. He's going to reset. Didn't quite get what he wanted to there. Is that a failed dive? They're discussing whether it's a failed dive or not. They decide it's not. He was able to get enough of an entry to get points there. They won't be high points, but it will be some points. 2.5 across the board, bingo. Miles going to do a 101A, 4 dive straight, 1.4. Yeah, you knew something was up when Stone lost his balance, and then it wasn't like he spent a lot of time recalibrating. He just went after it right away. That's all form, and that was clean. It's a very low degree of difficulty at 1.4, but you get clean scores, 4.5, 4.5, 4. Owen's going to be doing a 52-33D, back 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists, free, 2.5. So his second most difficult dive of the evening right now. A lot of spinning, a lot of twisting right here. Oh my goodness, he did it. Nailed that. And he came in clean. 6, 5.5, 5.5. Makes me wish his older brother Noah did some diving, but he didn't. Let's see here. This gets us to Isaac Field, 103C, forward 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6. Big bounce. Ooh, he over-rotated it. Ah, it kills me. He should have gone more up than out. 3.5, 4, 4.5. This starts us in round 5 of diving with Sam Johnson going to do a 202C, back 1 somersault tuck, 1.5. So his easiest dive of the evening right here. You got this, Sam. Scores come in. 4s across the board. Bingo. Round 5, the Dylan Peterson is going to do a 204C, back 2 somersault tuck, 2.2. Good rotation. Oh, but he couldn't stop the rotation. Kept going as he entered. 4-4. 3.5. Oh, I can't wait to see that one next week. He'll continue to improve upon that. Captain Cahill is going to do a 203C back one somersault tuck, 2.0. Alex also a nose guard on the football team and a tennis player. Quite the versatile athlete. Here we go. He gets it. Nice. 4, 4, 3.5. Nicely done. Stone Larson, 304C reverse 2 somersault tuck, 2.3. Stone definitely in the zone on this one. Gets a nice bounce, goes in, angled a little more than he did in practice, but judges like that at 6.5, 5, 6. This gets us to Miles of Lightning, 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7. Nice approach. Doesn't quite get the bounce he wanted, but definitely carried out more than up. 3.5, 4, 4. This gets us to Owen, who's going to do a 203B, back 1.5 somersault pike, 2.3. His second easiest dive of the evening. So what you look for Mr. Kip on is a nice entry into the water on this dive. Angled a little bit off. I don't know if the judges can see that from that angle, but 5.5, 4.5, 5. Isaac is going to do a 104C, forward 2 somersault tuck, 2.2. Good height. Gets down on that. Nicely done. 5, 5, 5.5. This gets us into the 6th round of diving, the final round. Sam Johnson, 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. Fives across, we got a bingo. That gets us to Dylan's final dive of the evening is a 105C forward 2.5 somersault tuck, 2.4. His second most difficult dive of the evening. Saves it for last. Nice bounce. Good trajectory. Excellent entry. Oh, he pulled that off. Number of the beast, 666. Captain Cahill going to do a 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. This is Captain Cahill's easiest dive of the evening here at a 1.6 on his birthday. 18-year-old, over rotates a bit, but still goes in cleanly. 4, 4.5, 4. Stone Larson is going to do a 105C forward 2.5 somersault tuck, 2.4. So not as difficult as some of the that we've seen that he's done, but it starts with the 2, so expect excellent technical work here. Oh, his head just isn't there tonight. At least he stopped himself. So it's a reset. Hopefully it's a complete reset this time. There you go. Nice bounce. He got it back nicely. Good recovery by Mr. Larson there. 3, 3.5, 2.5. All right, Miles is going to do a 302C, reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. So reminder, diving is scored as one event. Even though they do 6 rounds, it's just as if you swam the 50. So it's scored exactly the same, with the same point structure, so for the team. 5, 5.5, 5.5. Owen's last dive of the evening is going to be the 403B, inward 1.5 somersault pike, 2.4. Oh, that's clean. Very nice. Right on line, clean entry. 5, 4.5, 4.5. The final dive of the evening will be done by Isaac Field of Eastview. 403C, inward 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.2. Nice entry, good rotation. That concludes diving there. And the scores come in 5, 5, 4.5. So nice rounds of diving. Want to let you know one of the sponsors of Eagan's Swim and Dive is the urgency room. If we would have had an issue there, they would have taken the boys to the urgency room. Fortunately, once again, we didn't have any issues. So, and we are grateful for the sponsorship of the urgency room. Another generous sponsor of Eagan Swim and Dive is Minnesota Orthodontics, to the extent that they actually donated the full scoreboard that you're enjoying on the screen there. It's probably the best scoreboard in the conference, because what you see is, fortunately they didn't have the e-pads going tonight, which is the electronic scoring, but you can get the lane for swimming. And then on the right-hand side, you also have the diving scores with the events and the total score on top. But so that concludes diving. There'll be a warm-up here for the swimmers to get going again here in the pool. It's fun to see some of the alumni on deck still on their long break. Speaking of alumni in Minnesota Orthodontics, my son, who was captain last year, Hans Broman, did get his teeth straightened at Minnesota Orthodontics, so I can tell you, they do a nice job. Hans smiles very nice, and his teeth are straight. Wish he drove as straight as his teeth are, but that's another topic for another night. Back to the pool situation. Eagan concludes school, and then it's, even though it's time for swim practice, they can't practice right away because the middle schoolers are still in school. So a lot of times the coach does an informal study table. When I say the coach, he just has the captains organize where the guys are going to meet, and they can get a little bit of studying before practice. And then once the middle schoolers are done, then they'll hop into the pool and then also get weightlifting after. So I swam for 35 minutes today. All three of my sons were swimmers, and I never was. But I'll tell you what, you look at the physiques of these gentlemen and the confidence it instills, and I thought, hey, in my 50s, I could use a little bit of that. So I actually appreciate it as a workout. It feels like I run 6 miles, I stretch out, and I lift weights for 20 minutes, and I get all that with just 35-minute workout. But in my 35 minutes, I'm not going to tell you how many yards I go because I swim in a metered pool. But it should be denoted that these boys, over the holiday break between Christmas and New Year's, log 6 miles in the pool of swimming a day, and then they hit the weight room. So there's probably 2 of you out there watching out of our 400 viewers that actually ran 6 miles. Imagine swimming 6 miles. So these workouts are very difficult that these guys do. We mentioned that Alex Cahill, it is his birthday today. My birthday gift to him is to not sing to him. He is a 3-sport athlete. As I mentioned, it's so fun to say that he's a diver and he's the nose guard of the football team, as well as plays tennis. Thomas Keller is also a three-sport athlete. This year he got back to soccer. He took a year off of soccer, but he's a speedy center back for the Wildcats, and then he swims, and then he's quite the track athlete. So he runs track. So to do all three sports is amazing, and especially for swimming, it's pretty unusual because it's swimming is so if you miss one or two workouts, you're behind. Whereas my sport, soccer, you can miss it and still get back at it. So few more minutes yet, so make sure you pick up a beverage and a little more to eat as we watch this. Once again, thanks to Josh Sibley and ETV. They do such a great job. I'm Gus Broman on commentating, and my wife Margie Broman is on camera one. And as we look at the back half of the meet, Thomas Keller will be doing the butterfly, and Jackson Keller will be doing a 100-yard freestyle. I'm looking at the record board here, and Jackson Keller did set that record, not last school year, but 2 school years ago. So he's swimming the event that he already has his own record in the pool in. Looking forward to this weekend. It is the Maroon and Gold Invitational for these guys, and it's a top-tier meet at the University of Minnesota. They actually run 5 flights of the Invitational, and they only invite the fastest teams in for that final flight of the evening. And Eagan, for the last 12 years has been in, last 11 years has been in that final flight. 12 and 13 years ago, they were in the second to last flight, but that's part of the transition that Coach Chris Morgan has brought this team from, as kind of a bottom-dwelling, mid-tier to a top-tier program. This team is defending the section title. They've done that 8 times. So year after year, for 8 years in a row, they've won the section swim meet. So, but I have to say, it's even though it's a legacy of winning, I'll never forget when Rosemount had a 10-year home record streak, unbeaten streak at their pool. And Eagan was going there, and is just during this turnaround program that Chris Morgan did, and it was getting down to that final race, and it went down to the 400-yard freestyle relay. The race was tied. This was 6 years ago, and it was 7 years ago, and it got down to that final race. They said, take your mark. The Rosemount starter fell in the water. They're DQ'd. Therefore, Eagan just swam that race, and obviously they won. The team cheered because it was the first time the school had won in over a decade. In fact, anyone had won in over a decade in that pool. Everyone was going crazy, and then it kind of subsided, and then all of a sudden it got amped up again, and it was unsportsmanlike. I'll just be real plain with you. And the guys started yelling again, and Chris Morgan crawled from the pool deck up into the stands. He kind of scaled the wall like a Spider-Man, and he yells at the top of his lungs, "Boys, settle down and show some respect." It went from the loudest I've ever heard a pool to the quietest I ever heard a pool. This awkward silence just lingered. And then what happened was the Rosemount team started cheering, thanking him for his sportsmanship. So hold on one second. I'm just getting the diving scores here manually.
And first place with 228.7 points from Eagan, Owen Kipp.
All right, I wanted to read off the scores of the dive. Those results are in, and like I said, it's scored exactly the same as if it's an individual event, because it is an individual event. In JV, Sam Johnson finished in second place, and then Dylan Peterson got first place for junior varsity. Excuse me, the exact opposite. Sam Johnson got first place, and Dylan Peterson got second place. For varsity, in fifth place from Eastview was Miles Norquist with 149.95. In fourth place was Captain Cahill with 153.15. Third place from Eastview was Isaac Field with 162.6. In second place was Stone Larson from Eagan at 183.75. First place was Owen Kipp with a 228.7. So good job on the diving. It was good execution, and no fail dives for the first time this season. So that was great. So we're looking at the 100-yard butterfly varsity. And so in lane 1 is Dobbin Chong, lane 3 Thomas Keller, lane 5 is Derek Bango. For Eastview in lane 2 is Hunter Dunn. In lane 4, Nate Getman. Lane 6 is Noah Kirschbaum. Thomas Keller getting a real nice out. Now watch on this turn. He'll want to grab the wall here. Nice turn. Go underwater. That dolphin kick where you just go up and down. He gets out way past the flag. So Eagan going 1, 2, 3 here so far. Easily the most tiring stroke. This is where you get those abs that you have when you're dolphin kicking as hard as you can underwater. A 51 or a 52 is what a state cut is, but you have to get that at the section meet. Keller goes in with a 56.80, and the outside smoke at Dobbin Chong, a minute.3, and then in lane 5 was Derek Bango. Nicely done, Dobbin Chong. I think he had rested up from that 200-yard freestyle, and then nice work by the Wildcats there. This gets us to the 100-yard freestyle, and we have one exhibition heat of that.
The 100-yard freestyle junior varsity, heat 1 of 2.
So this first exhibition heat is filled. Eastview does not have any JV swimmers for this, so Eagan's throwing up a full heat of their guys. And in lane 1 is Michael Boom. These are all Wildcat swimmers. Lane 2, Ethan Schumacher. Lane 3, Riley McRoberts. Lane 4, Neelan Ambalam. Lane 5, Callan Ford. Lane 6, Paz Budzine. Nice start here. McRoberts is just on fire. Getting going on this. This is one of those where you'll want to compare this to the junior varsity heat. What's interesting is that there are more swimmers here. It'll seem like a dead junior varsity heat because there's only going to be 3 swimmers. Good job, McRoberts, touching in under a minute. Nice work by him. And coming in next is Neelan Ambalam, the 106.21. Nice touch in there by Ethan Schumacher at a 116.98. Then Colin Ford, a 117.87. Michael Boom coming in at a 122.91, and finishing it up is Paz Budzine. 1:30.94. This gets us to the junior varsity race, where it's only going to be 3 Eagan swimmers. You'll see Gavin Weens here getting ready in lane 1. Vidan Shrista in lane 3. Kuldeep Ratchabatuni in lane 5. Vidan up and going right away. Kuldeep doing a nice job staying underwater, but telling you, Vidan Shrista is on fire in lane 3, coming out strong. Vidan doing a real nice job. Nice turn there. See him get out past that flag. Do 3 strokes before he breathes. Kuldeep, on the other hand, right away he takes a breath. Want to see him go underwater, use that streamline a little bit more. If you're streamlined, you can get that extra push. You'll see that on this turn as well. Kuldeep does a nice push, but he breathes right away. That makes you surface rather than stay underwater. Shrista coming in nice at a 55.61. Man, that's a nice time. Kuldeep touching in at a 103.16. And Gavin Weens coming in 110.68. That gets us to the varsity race here. Jackson Keller, he could, if he was registered for this in the state meet, he could win this. But more than likely, he'll be logged into the 200 and the 500, which he won 2 years ago at the state meet. But it'll be fun to see what he's going tonight on this 100-yard freestyle. So in lane 1 is Aiden Smith. Lane 3 is Jackson Keller. Lane 5, Harrison Bowie. For the Lightning in lane 2, Ethan Beckman. Trevor Larkey in lane 4. Sebastian Gillen in lane 6. So Jackson already out 2 body lengths. His turn, he's coming in at a 22.81 split. So we'll see where he's at. Bowie doing a nice job there in lane 5, holding that second position. But boy, is Trevor Larkey knocking on that door. Jackson Keller coming back already. Will he go a sub 53? I think so. They're cheering and yelling at him. He's going 46.94. Nice swim by Jackson Keller. Oh, nice job by Harrison Bowie, touching in second place with the 53.90. Good swim. For all you swimming wonks out there, Jackson Keller does hold the pool record at a 56.64. He swam a 56.91. So that's just a phenomenal time. Be fun to see how he does it. You know, like I said, he won't be swimming that at the state meet because you can only register for 2 individual events and then 2 relays. He is a University of Utah commit, so he'll be going out to Salt Lake. So this gets us to the 500-yard freestyle. Actually, this is the event that is Jackson Keller's best event, is the 500-yard freestyle. But obviously he swam 100, so he's not going to be swimming this in back-to-back. Be like a 600-yard freestyle relay. Not a relay, 600-yard freestyle, so.
In lane 1, from Eagan, it's Louis Decatori. Lane 2, from Eastview, Owen Kunisaki.
So as we're looking at this 500 here, lane 1 for the Wildcats is Louis Decatori. Lane 3, Captain Johnny Mezaritsky. Lane 5, Ben Currens. Those are your Wildcats in this event. The Lightning are in lanes 2. That's Owen Kunisaki. Lane 4 is Alex Schmidt. Lane 6, Chirya Tapa. There is no junior varsity for this evening, but talking about college swimming, if you go out to the Eagan Swim and Dive website, you have an illustrious list of many athletes who have gone on to swim collegiately from Chris Morgan's program. One of those was here for the alumni meet, and that was Jared Dawson. And it was an evening similar to this 4 years ago, where Jared Dawson swam the 500-yard freestyle junior varsity. He swam that, stayed in the pool. They called the Varsity. He got on the blocks, and he swam the varsity race too. So he essentially swam 1,000, which sounds like absolute miserable to me. But actually, that's an event at the collegiate level. Is they're swimming the mile, they're swimming the 1,500, and Jared Dawson is a computer science major at Gustavus Adolphus, and he is a distance swimmer. So his shortest race that he swims is a 200, and then his second shortest is a 500. So he got some of that grit from Chris Morgan and this Eagan Swim and Dive program. So checking back into this varsity heat here, it's Johnny Mezaritsky, the captain in lane 3, leading this race at the midway point. And then in second place is in lane 4 from Eastview, Alex Schmidt. And then Louis Decatori is after that. And then the Eastview Owen Kunasaki. And it looks like Ben Currens. Oh, sorry, we already mentioned Ben. Then it's Tapa in lane 6 for the Lightning. So what's important, if you can tell on the kick here, is look at your own body. Where do you have bigger muscles, in your arms or your legs? Clearly, all of us have bigger muscles in the legs. So that's where all the power comes from. So it isn't as how fast you move your arms, it's how fast you're moving your legs. So your legs are where the absolute power comes from. So you want to see either a rhythmic kick or a constant kick. And then your arms are just to kind of keep you above the water. And this sounds crazy, but the faster you go, the easier it is to swim. So what you'll see is, and if you look at lane 2 here, you know, with just for educational purposes only, you see Kunasaki's doing a nice job with the arms, but the legs go down a little bit, so his body is a little bit angled in the water. Compare that to right next to him in lane 3, going across your screen there, is Johnny Mezaritsky. He's able to kick enough so his body is streamlined and completely flat on top of the water. So it's a much easier to swim. And as I mentioned, now that I've been swimming as an elderly gentleman, the more I kick, the faster I go, the easier it is. The only problem is I don't have the endurance to continue to kick constantly for a 500 like these guys can do. But yeah, now look at their, as Mezaritsky is just kicking like a wild man and just staying level there, and he has that constant cadence with his arms. So you never want those legs to drag at all. And it's just an easy side breath, just moves to the side barely, and it really keeps you streamlined. So I expected to hear a bell here. We missed the bell this evening, but supposed to have the bell. We're gonna put that on Frank Gertner, the official. I don't know if he's in the restroom or what the deal is, but the race is over. We could have used the bell in the 200 tonight, but so I had a son, my second son, Anders Broman, he was training for an Ironman his senior year, and he told Chris Morgan, he's like, hey coach, I want to stay in shape, I want to swim, but I can't have a swimmer's stroke, I got to have a open water stroke. And Chris is like, hey, I just want you on the team and need you as a person here. So Anders said, Dad, my stroke is horrible. I'm swimming in lane 5 and I can see my splits on the scoreboard, because open water swimming is the exact opposite of what you see here tonight, where you just move your head barely and you keep your breath in streamline. If you're an outdoor swimmer doing a triathlon, you're all about the arms, because it's the only part of the day that you're going to use your arms, And in an Ironman, it's a 2.1 mile swim. So it just looks like a wash machine going with the arms, arms, arms everywhere. So it's a reverse stroke of what you're seeing here, even though it's still a front crawl. It just looks much different than a fast 500-yard freestyle. So nice swim here tonight by Mezaretsky, grabbing the first place, and then followed by Alex Schmidt in second place for the Lightning. Louis Decatori for the Wildcats gets third. Nice time with the 41.58. And then Ben Currens in lane 5 gets that fourth spot. And then the Eastview swimmers of Kunasaki gets fifth. And then on lane 6 gets sixth, Chiria Tapa. So this gets us to the 200-yard freestyle relay junior varsity. So 4 guys swimming a 50. It's as easy as it gets. I mean, if you can't go down and back with your best friends yelling at you, you can't swim at all. So we're going to have a 1-3-5 for the Wildcats. And Eastview's in lane 4. In lane 1, diving in is Michael Boom. Lane 3 is Lucas Hanna. Lane 5 is diver Owen Kipp. The varsity first place diver in lane 1. I should have looked closer at his start. And then in lane 4 is Ethan Misukanis. All right, coming in, your next diver going in lane 3 is Ethan Schumacher. In lane 4, Miles Nordquist. In lane 5 in the water, Colin Ford. Lane 1, Paz Badzine. Ethan Schumacher coming in hard. Gavin Weens is on the blocks, ready to go. We'll see how this exchange is. Quite slow. That's all right. They're in the water. They're ahead. Diving in the water is Benjamin Bells. Lane 5 is Dylan Peterson. Diving into the water in lane 1, diver Sam Johnson. Nice breaststroke start there, and then he's off for the front crawl. On the blocks in lane 3 is your anchor swimmer, Neelan Ambalam, ready for the exchange. Watch Neelan. His foot is behind. He kind of gets a very good relay start by Ambalam. You want to be rocking, moving forward, getting ready to go. It's almost a sprint. Lane 4 is Prem Ball. And over there in lane 5, Captain Cahill. Nice dive in. Not to be outdone by lane 1, diver Stone Larson. Stone went deep on that, lost his goggles, I believe, but he is going back and forth, wiggly wonk, and he's going to get her done. Neelan Ambalam touches in nicely. Big race in lane 4 and 5 with Prem Ball kicking hard, but Captain Cahill has his number tonight on his 18th birthday. Alex breathing a little too much. Alex finishes the race while he's breathing. I'm telling you, that's a good diver for you. Stone Larson still scrambling in lane 1. He's going to get it done. I love the determination. Goggles below the mouth, and he'll remember that the rest of his life. Telling you, in the diving event, you're not, you don't have to swim after you dive, so they're not wearing goggles. But guys are giving him a hard time, and boy, did he muscle it out. Question is, does he have contacts? I'm not sure. But yeah, look on these starts. If you're going to be going for a record, the only time that counts is if you start the race. And so if you start the race, that's because you're at a standstill. Pamzuvan is for the Lightning in lane 4. Harrison Bowie is in lane 3. Those two will be quite close after this one. In lane 1 is Vidant Shrista. Lane 5 is Alex Bango. And lane 2 is Sebastian Gillen. Lane 6 is Tapa. So the race is in the middle again, as I mentioned. Pamzuvan is taking it to it. Holy smokes, and in lane 5, Alex Bango is going to make Pomzavan remember this night. Even Steven coming into that second swimmer. Johnny Mezaritsky in lane 5, Thomas Keller in lane 3, Hank Stanton in lane 4. In the water in lane 6 for the Lightning is Isaac Field, lane 2, Ethan Beckman, lane 1, Aiden Smith. And this race is turning around a little bit. Thomas Keller making up time. And then on the blocks here is Miguel San Jose in the water in lane 3, lane 4, Trevor Larkey, lane 5, Kuldeep Ratchabatuni, lane 1, William Wynn, lane 2 for the Lightning, Hunter Dunn, lane 6, Blake Sundberg. Back to the race here. Miguel San Jose is creating a huge lead there in lane 1 over Trevor Larkey. On the blocks is Jackson Keller. Look at that relay start, almost sprints in the water. Lane 4 is Alex Schmidt. Lane 5 in the water, Dobbin Chong. Lane 1, Braden Hegenbarth. Lane 2, Noah Kirschbaum. Keller creating more separation for the Wildcats, is going to touch in, finishing the race. And lane 6, diving for that last leg, is Ivan Kraft. Finishing in second is the A relay for Eastview. Touching is Alex Schmidt. Decent time there. It's a 1:33.12 for the Wildcats. Want to get under that 1:33 mark if possible. Maybe that'll happen this weekend at the Maroon and Gold Invitational. Ivan Kraft digging in deep in lane 6, getting it done. It's really fun as you watch swimming throughout the season. Make sure you look at that relay start. There certainly is art to how do you get over that board and kind of be leaning in and moving. And in theory, you should always swim a 50 on a relay far faster than on your own because of that relay start. Anytime you're moving forward a little bit, it helps so much. This gets us to the 100-yard backstroke, Varsity. No JV heat tonight. Lane 1, that's William Wynn. Lane 3, Derek Bango. Lane 5, Riley McRoberts for your Wildcats. For the Lightning in lane 2, Jackson Fox. Lane 4, Ethan Klein. Lane 6, Owen Unton. Love this. Okay, watch on these flip turns. This is the only time that the flags are purposeful. As you see, Derek Bango flying, and he crosses that. He says 1, 2, 3 stroke. I go on my front, and then I do a nice underwater, and then he gets way out past the flags. So once you see the flags, you've swum this so many times, you count the strokes, and then you flip on your belly and do that spin. At the lower levels, you'll see kids just bang into the walls and then get a turn. But when you're as proficient as Derek Bango on this, it's just a nice flip and go. Riley McRoberts gets that nice turn as well, but tonight is Derek Bango's night. Ethan Klein in second place for the Lightning. Good finish by Derek. And then lane 2, Jackson Fox. Riley McRoberts riding the lane line, finishes in. Ooh, and oh so close with William Wynn in lane 1. Actually, William Wynn out-touched McRoberts by 1/100th of a second. It was just that finish where he just went underwater and just did it. I think if Riley knew that someone was that close, he would have gone a little bit quicker. It's that underwater finish where you know where it's coming, you just underwater dolphin kick. So excellent finish by William Wynn in lane 1. Impressive. This gets us to the 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity, all Wildcats. You'll see Carlos Conlon in lane 1, Kuldeep Ratchabatuni in lane 3, Lucas Hanna in lane 5. They are ready to go. Ooh, it looks like we're adding in a Lightning swimmer in lane 2. That's all good, but unfortunately I don't know his name. So watch this. Watch us start. They're completely still, and then you hear the horn. Nice start by Kuldeep there in lane 3. Nice underwaters, too. Was able to get out, leading by a body length immediately right off that start. Now watch this touch on the side. You need to have both hands on top here. Kuldeep touches 2. I should say you have to have two hands on the wall. Doesn't necessarily have to be on top. Kuldeep proves me wrong as he touches both hands underwater, which is fine. Many times guys like to get that grip and kind of just send it to the next halfway here. Looks like Ratchabatuni's touching in at a 37-36. Nice underwater. He's up way past the flags, at least the body length. And then Lucas Hanna and Carlos Conlon is in lane 1. Conlon, a real tall gentleman. He's like to see him do a little bit more freestyle action. I mean, arms and legs that long, he'll do 4 strokes. He'll be turning around at the end of the pool. So nice job. Being super tall is great and everything, but probably the breaststroke. I mean, it's fine, but it doesn't give you an advantage like it does in the freestyle or the back. Kuldeep touching it at a 118.96. He's upset with that time. He wanted to go a little bit faster, but he has half the season left. Actually, there's only one more home meet, but there's a lot more swimming when you turn in true team sections, true team state. Lane 5, Lucas Hanna touches in at a 134.21. And then lane 1, Carlos Conlon, 138.29. Good seeing him swim in the breaststroke. And then the Eastview swimmer, and I'm sorry, Eastview doesn't have names on the caps. At least this swimmer doesn't. So I'm unable to tell who that was. So excellent finish, though, by the Lightning. When you're in the water, be aware of the Lightning. Ba-dum-bum. All right. Gets us to the 100-yard breaststroke varsity. It's fun at the alumni meet. We have the 2 record setters in the breaststroke. Quentin Steffen, who has the boys record, and then Max Stigman, who goes to Georgia Tech. We're swimming. Quentin Steffen swims at South Dakota State. And they had 2 relays that actually beat the medley relay of the Eagan Varsity. Quite fun. So shows you the depth of the alumni from Eagan. All right, in lane 1 for your Wildcats, Braden Hegenbarth. Lane 3, Miguel San Jose. Lane 5, Johnny Mezaritsky. It's good to see Johnny doing the breaststroke. Very uncommon. Usually he's always in the 200 and the 500, so good to mix it up. Lane 2 is Lightning Misukanis. Lane 4, lane 4 is Nick Pomsuva, and then lane 6, Devin Jackson. Pomsuvan doing a real nice job getting out. Fun breaststroker to watch. We knew that was coming from the medley relay. Nice job. It's good to see that good breath, and can tell he's a club swimmer, but he'll be touching in over a minute, but still a fast swim nonetheless, a 102.54. Then comes in San Jose, touching in at a 108.50. Mezaritsky, the traditional long-distance swimmer, the captain, 114.89. Shortly followed by Hegenbarth in lane 1 at a 115.54. And the final swimmer coming in for the Lightning is Devin Jackson. This brings us to the final event. The second to last race is the 400 freestyle relay junior varsity. There'll be a heat of each. Wildcats will be in lane 3. It looks like, well, it looks like there's only, it appears that only Eagan will be swimming this junior varsity heat here. Oh, nope. Tollefson says, guys, we're in lane 4, so good to see Blake Sundberg hustling over there, so to get going on that. So here we are in the Kuldeep Ratchabatuni is in lane 1. Eastview is Blake Sundberg, so Tollefson telling Blake to get over into lane 4 and to hustle up reminded me when Jackson Keller won the state meet in the 500-yard freestyle, the media was interviewing him, and he was talking and Hans Broman was looking for Keller, because he's a key swimmer on that 400 freestyle relay. Actually, he swims the anchor leg. The race was about to start. Keller was nowhere to be found. Hans remembered that the media was about to interview him, so he runs over to the media section, and of course, Jackson, being the gentleman that he is, was given the media as much time as they wanted in that interview. And Hans says, "Come on, we're in lane 6." So very funny story, and Jackson Keller was able to get over there as the second swimmer was still in the water. So it was a good race swum by those guys at that state meet. Riley McRoberts diving in the water for the Wildcats, up and at 'em. As we mentioned, it power's all in the legs. Swimming hard. In lane 4, diving in is Ivan Kraft. McRoberts coming in nice and hot on this first leg of his 100 here. Good to see him breathing every other stroke. Goes a 28.58 for a split there. Once again, look at the legs. It's all on the legs. Ivan Kraft about to make this turn here for the Lightning. Flip turn, push off the wall, couldn't quite find that wall, breeze right away. Doesn't quite get the streamline that you want on that 100. McRoberts coming in, Dietering is on there, getting ready. Safe start there for sure. The freshman, Mason Dietering, is in the water going after it. It's a junior varsity race here. Nice flip turn there by Dietering. Ivan Kraft coming in for his the touch, looking to hand this off to Ethan Misukanis, that's up top. Ethan doesn't, kind of shies up at the last part of that start there, but he's going like a wild man there. Dietering, flip turn, good underwater, breeze right away though, kind of. Mason, we want to keep that head under, get that one stroke in there. Use that streamline to the best of your capabilities, sir. Carlos Conlon, ready to go in lane 3. Really was safe exchange there. Conlon, good to see the big kick. There you go, you big motor in the back. That's what I'm talking about. Flip turn, stay underwater. Nope, breeze right away. Unfortunate, that's what practice is for. We'll work on that. Prem ball and all queued up in lane 4, getting ready for the exchange for the Lightning. Conlon, last turn. He's in his last 50 of this race. Lightning still has one more swimmer left to go. Carlos doing a really nice job in that last half. Look at the kick there. The kick is just going like crazy. That's what I'm talking about. A little tight on that turn there, but as it comes up, breeze right away, which we don't want to see, but watch the kick. It's all in the kick, and he's just powering it in. On the other side of the pool, it is Prem ball that's diving in, but we'll watch Carlos finish here. Big kick, long arms. He doesn't need to breathe anymore. You shouldn't be breathing last time, but there's room for improvement. Good job, Carlos. Good to see him. First time I've seen him swim a 4 free relay, and expect more great things from that guy to come. I mean, you can tell being a 10th grader, he wasn't on the team last year, so it's exciting to see him trying out, and he's got the body. Now it's just more time in the pool and more yards. So Prem Ball doing a nice job. The freshman for the Lightning about to come in for this flip turn. Nice flip turn, a good push, nice job. Breeze right away, but he's going. It's good to see Prem's kick going like crazy. His arms are moving quite fast too, but at least his legs are going. You want to stay on top of that water so you have less drag going on. So doing a nice job. His split's done. The JV Eagan was able to get done in a 4:24. So Prem doing a nice job. I'm telling you, Coach, this is so much harder than it looks. Coach Morgan has always had an open practice to any athlete to say, hey, come in and try out swimming. But these other athletes from other sports know that they couldn't complete a complete practice that these guys do. Prem doing a nice job finishing strong. There it is, touches in for a 5:45.89. So good finish there. This gets us to the last race of the evening, which is the 400 freestyle relay varsity. All right, lanes 2 through 6 are filled in this race. So you see Nate Getman on the blocks there in lane 2 for the Lightning. Lane 4 is Alex Schmidt diving in for the Lightning. Lane 6 furthest on the top of your screen is Ethan Beckman. For your Wildcats in lane 3, Miguel San Jose. Lane 5, Luis Decatori. Look at this, Miggy's coming in strong. Loving seeing this stride. Good turn. All right. We know from earlier in the night, though, that Alex Schmidt is going to hang around. He's a solid swimmer there. Miguel, nice turn, pushes off. There's that stroke right before he breathes. Big kick in the back. All right, on the blacks right now is Derek Bango in lane 3, and then it's Hank Stanton in lane 4. Derek remembers what happened in the medley relay, so he's going to be all out. Lane 5 diving in is William Wynn. Lane 2 is Noah Kirschbaum. Lane 6 in the water is Noah Kunasaki. Derek Bango doing a really nice job. He's got a full body now on Hank Stanton. Derek extends it further here. Nice long stride by Derek. His last 20 of the evening coming up here. Getting queued up on the blocks is the back half of this relay are the Keller brothers. Thomas, the soccer player trackster, is in lane 3. Watch his relay start. See how he kind of stutter steps and gets that inertia going. Sebastian Gillen in the water for the Lightning in lane 4. Lane 5, Ben Currens. Thomas Keller doing a nice job on that turn. In the water, lane 2 is Ethan Klein. See the big power that Thomas has, just like a motorboat. The Evinrude just going. His split at the turn is a 24.82. So 2 years ago, it went down to this event in the section finals for Eagan to be able to out-touch Rosemount. They were down and needed to win that race, and that they did with this gentleman on the blocks right now, Jackson Keller. Watch this exchange here. A 26.67 for Thomas on that exchange. He had a 24.82 and a 26.67. Jackson going to take it from here. Lane 4 diving in is Jackson Fox. Lane 5, Alex Bango. Keller coming back to get his first flip turn in. Keller split is a 23.42. Oh my Lanta. In the water in lane 2 is Trevor Larkey. Now in the water in lane 6 is Owen Kinton, but on the blocks is Devin Jackson ready to go. Jackson Keller's ready to be done with this race for the evening. It won't show a split, it just gives his time, the relay time of a 3:24.82. The school record is a 3:05.46. as the year after they won state. Doing a nice job in lane 5, finishing this off is Alex Bango. Lane 4 finishing it for the Lightning is Jackson Fox. Devin Jackson going for his back half of the 100 free. Touching in to finish this is Trevor Larkey in lane 2. Swimming is a great sport because you're all one team. It doesn't matter what grade you're in. It's you know, you're all cheering for each other, and the other athletes know. I mean, you want to beat the other team, but you know that your time, what you need to beat, and you want to better yourself. So it's good to see this race finish strong for the Lightning. In swimming, you usually don't post a score till the very end. Eagan won this handily. They'll announce a score later on, but usually you exhibition, so you don't know what the true score is. But that's the way it is with swim and dive. But it's good to see a District 196 battle come to a conclusion. A lot of these guys swim club together at both Riptide and at Blackline, so it's fun to see them exchanging words after this meet. So a huge shout out to ETV. We appreciate them so much coming out, Josh Sibley, and then also Paul Keller, who is part of the Eagan Swim and Dive Booster Club, who coordinated the volunteers this evening, and Margie Broman on camera 1. So this is Gus Broman for ETV. Be safe, be joyful, go Wildcats.